This white truck has been there for a few hours. There's a couple, man and woman. I'm not sure if they're cleaning or robbing the place. Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today is episode 120. That's a lot. Welcome to my knitting channel. Today I have a bunch of whips, a test knit, a new cast on that was just released yesterday that I want to talk about, and I have finished objects and also squishy mail, so this is going to be a full complete episode. New hair, who dis? So what I did, first of all, I cut off a lot of the back, so my what do you call this? My undercut is now kind of angled into a point, like a triangle almost at the back. And that was like a giant thing of hair. It was 31 inches. And that wasn't even like down to this. It's now down to this. But so when you cut the ponytail off, you don't cut it right next to the scalp. You know, you cut it out. So it was longer than 31 inches. And then this, what I have left, look at how small. It's like an actual, like, regular person's, maybe a child's. I don't know, because mine are like gigundous. I cut about, I think, at least 9 inches off. So it's still, and I just chopped it. I didn't even like fix it. So it's just like laying there however it wants to lay. I probably should have oiled those ends before I showed them to you. So it's not like cut, and they're different. I'm just gonna leave it for right now because I haven't decided what I want to do. Yesterday I did a purple mask, which is why this doesn't look as yellow as it normally does, because I was watching someone on YouTube, and I generally do not recommend taking any type of like medical, cosmetic, any type of advice from someone that you would normally take from like some sort of licensed professional. Okay, so like hairdressers are licensed, medical professionals are licensed, cosmetologists are licensed. So all of these people have to have, basically on the internet you don't know who's who. You don't know if they're really what they say they are and what type of education they have, you know, anything. You don't know anything. But I do have some knowledge of hairdressing, of coloring. Because when I was young, now you guys can get all these funky colors, but when I was young, we had manic panic, and that's what you had to make do with, and you had to bleach your hair and do that. And so there's a lot of stuff I learned through that experience, and one of those is toning. But anyway, the whole point of that was to say this hairdresser on YouTube was talking about how to go gray, you know, without having to color your hair and just let it happen naturally and making it look nice. And she said that your brown is a warm tone and your grays are always going to be a cool tone, so you have to cool down your brown and make it ashy. And then it's going to look kind of like highlights, which is what I wanted them to look like and why I started the the blonde. Now, I don't know if you can even tell. But I don't know that I see any difference, to be honest. It's hard to look at your own hair in a mirror under lights. I'd like to get it, but it's like in the real sunlight and see, but I can't. I can't really tell where my grays are because a lot of the blonde went platinum and even a little bit violet, which is what I wanted in the beginning. So I have two options I can go from here. I can continue to do the blonde like I was doing, and I can make sure I don't get these orange bits again. That's just because my husband didn't understand what I meant by butter, color of butter. I'm thinking I might do those once again, and then tone the whole thing. Just tone it. But see, that only does the blonde tones, and I don't know if I'm going to need a different toner for my brown. So before I do that, I'm going to try the two other toner colors for my brown and see if those go better. If those go better, then I might just let my hair totally grow back like it was before with the gray, and I'll probably do the short angle bob like while all this grows out, like I said before. I was only having this haircut because I wanted an easy way to highlight. So if you just strip back, it's a totally easy way to highlight because I like convenience in my hair care. But if I'm going to do toner, if I'm just going to apply toner, I'd rather do my whole head and not have to worry about this line and keeping it here and not getting it here, and do I want to do this whole part? Like, it's a thing. So that's my plan for my hair, if you were wondering, which you probably weren't, but there you go. I was unaware of the toning your hair ashy to make your grays not stand out so much. So I just wanted to pass along that information if that makes you want to go to a actual professional. I was thinking of, once this toner washes out, since I need a real haircut anyway, going to a colorist and having them tell me what my colors, what I need for a toner, like what colors are in here, so that I could just do that until, because I'm not getting my hair toned because it's not permanent. Otherwise I would do it. I'm not paying a salon to do that when I can do it at home just as easily. I just don't know what color I need. I could experiment, I guess. I could experiment. That's probably what I'll do. Okay. Whips. Because this is a knitting podcast. Okay, first one is our double layer sport hat in evergreens from Willow Verbena. I don't even think I think they're discontinuing this. When I got the link to put it on my things, they had like two colors, and I was like, oh, are they phasing this out? They should. It's terrible yarn. I don't recommend it. I like the colors. It's just the yarn is... This one especially is very thick and thin. Like, I've had to... Where is it? I had to actually... Whatever this is going on here. What was good? Yeah, it went really, really thin right here. There's like no yarn here. It's like dental floss right there. So I just, made it like an end, and I'll cut that and weave those in. It's no big deal, but I was like, it did mess up the color change a little bit, but I don't think anyone's gonna notice because it's right at the color change. But this one, for some reason, is more thick and thin than the other ones were, so I'm wondering if I just got a bad one, which is unfortunate because this is the color I like the most. Not that I would keep this color. My God, this would make me look like I'm dying of consumption or something. Like, do not this is not gonna look good on me. I love greens too, but the warm greens don't look good on me. I really haven't been working on this too much because it's just in the round. And my brain is working better, so I've been actually doing projects. So this will just be probably right before I go to bed eventually. Not right now because I've got other stuff to do before I go to bed, but my other is this is the Juniper Moon Neve. This is a organic Pima cotton, I think. Did I bring this? Nope. I didn't even put the thing in. Are you kidding me? I have two of them. I couldn't put one in here. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's like organic Pima cotton. Worst to wait. Now you may notice this is quite see-through, as you can imagine. And I think the body is going to be see-through as well. Like, it's hard to see because you're going to see that double layered. I think this is going to, well, I have a finished one, but this is the full length. I'm on the Elastiball, so this is going to take me a while. This is usually what I'm working on when I'm not working on something that I have to pay attention to. We did do a crop version, which I'm going to show you when I get to finished objects. Oh, also, I started a test knit. The designer is Katie DeGroff Knits. It's called Neutral Territory. It is to be released on April 21st, I believe. I just saw her testing call and I was like, that's gorgeous. I'd like to do, because you know me, I love a shawl. I love making a shawl. The colors I picked for this are Stroll tonals, so we know I hate the yarn, right? I decided I wanted to make something that would be pretty, but not for me, and then I would have a gift ready for, like, I don't know. All of my friends are getting cancer and stuff, so I wanted to have something ready to go. This is the first. I think there's 3 different steps in the pattern. This is the first one. I just finished the first one last night. So this is color A. Use 2 strands of fingering, which I don't normally do, and I have a trick which I'm going to show you that I think I've talked about, but I've never actually shown you what I do. I really love this. I think this is like a broken basket weave stitch. I'm not sure what to call this, but it's super fun. I really liked it. And this, because it's a test knit, of course, I have to read row by row. You know I hate that, but I actually like this one. I did it on Knit Companion and then used the highlighters. And I'm not even irritated by it because you kind of know where you are, but you double check, and then because you're double checking on the rows that have the pattern, you know if your stitch count's right, so you can do that and then not have to count your stitch counts, because if your pattern works, if you have the right number of stitches to work, then you know you're okay. So this is a stroll tonal. This is cucumber, and it's coming out a little bit grayer than this is an actual. It's a cucumber color, flesh, like the fleshy inside. It's very, very light. Why is it looking so dark? That's looking way dark and grayer than it is. It's like a cucumber. What if I change the whole thing? There, that looks more like it. Why does that look so? Oh, probably because I'm working from each end of the skein. So it's giving it a little bit more, which I love that with the texture, and then the the knot exactly, you know, well, they're tonals, so I love that. It gives it more dimension. What I wanted to show you is when I work with two of the same, I will link where I got this bowl too. It's a 3D printed bowl, and it's made with vegetable, it's not compostable, biodegradable. It's biodegradable, it's not plastic, it's biodegradable vegetable something. I would not buy plastic. I'm wondering if all of them come that way, but I don't know. This one just happens to be black and have silver sparkles on it. But this seller actually has ones that look like kitty cats, and they have glow in the dark, and I'm dying to get the glow in the dark kitty cat. So what I do is, I'm gonna take this out and show you. So I cake mine up, and for the love of God, I've had this caked for a couple of years, and I should have caked it. I really should have. But I had just caked 2 fingering weights twice, because they're always really tightly wound on the first one off my Swift, and I hate that. So I wind them off the Swift, and then I wind them again to loosen up the cake, because I don't like a tight cake. And these have been sitting so long that the other 2, because this is in 3, you need 3 colors, so you need 3 balls of fingering. I'm going to do the other 2, cake them. Plus, this is on my old cake maker. My new cake maker, I have the Stanwood, the bigger one. I have a Stanwood little one that made this cake, and then I have a Stanwood big one. I have 2 small Stanwoods, and one of the big ones. But what I really want is that, I think it's called a squirrel cage, where it's just up and down, and then you put your thing on the top. Your caker, your ball winder sits on top. And so your skein is long ways. So you're not, I use an Amish Swift, tabletop Swift. I hate the umbrella ones. So instead of your hank going on your Swift this way, it goes this way. Up and down, not horizontally, it's vertically. So then I'm like, oh, then if the height was enough, because I'm always hunched over, so if the height was enough, you could crank it and not have your back hurt, right? You better not be stuck. You better keep going. You better keep going. Okay, so here's what I do. I get a bowl with a hole in it. And I take my cake and I put it face down, so your inside pull face down. That one goes through the hole, okay? So you can pull it like this. If it's nicely wound, not too tight, you can pull it like this. Mine is not, because see, look. Oh, did you see that? There was a knot. Okay, so now it'll come out nice. Without the knot in it, it'll come out nice. See, look how nice that comes out. Look at that. Look at that. So make sure your cakes aren't knotted up inside. So then that means when you pull this, it comes right off the top. And you know what happens? This one wants to go right down in there. But what happens is they don't tangle. They don't at all meet. They don't tangle at all. So even if this one did go down, but you wouldn't want it down there because you have, so this one you just pull straight out, pull perpendicular, so pull straight. And this one you'd wind off the top. It's easier to just pull off the top like this. That way, you work them together, they don't tangle. That is my secret to not tangling when you work from the same ball, when you're working double-stranded from the same ball. Also, if you make socks and you work from both. I don't, though, because my pattern's going to be different. I hate when the pattern's different, the color pattern's different. So socks I would cut into, I would find the middle of the skein and work out the color progression and find that way. So that's cucumber. This is my second color called Evergreen. These are all Stroll tonals. Evergreen, which is a darker green. I'm hoping they'll look okay. I'm hoping they'll look all right. And then my third color is called Inverness, and it is black, blue, and green. Black, navy, and no, that's a blue. Black, blue, and green. It's a very, very dark green. So it just looks. Does that just look black to you? Okay, but anyway, it's got not quite the same green as. Well, where's the darker green? It might have the same darker green as. I think it's an in between green. So I mean, green, green, blue, you can't go wrong. They're in the color wheel, they're all next to each other, so. It's just yarn I wanted to use up that I've had hanging around, and I'm like, the yarn's fine. It's not my kind of colors. And I thought it would make a beautiful shawl. The shawl is very pretty. It is, it will be triangle shaped when it's blocked. She said it blocks to triangle shape. The pattern's very well written. I can tell you that. And not at all. I've not been annoyed. I don't know why I wanted to do a test. I always think it's a better idea than it is, and then I'm like, ugh. People have their own way of doing things, but this. I think I did it because I got excited when I saw the shawl, and that was the first time I've been excited about any project since before my surgery. So I was like, oh. And I love making shawls. Shawls are just one of those things that are like meditative for me. They're very easy. You don't have to worry about your gauge. This is working up beautifully. It's very, very squishy. I'm very, very much enjoying it. I'm excited to see what the next section is because I didn't look ahead, so very excited for that. And it's going to be released on a Friday, so it should be done by then. Okay, my last one, guys. My other project for this month was supposed to be Abigale. And I bought her. And I'm not happy. Surprise, surprise. The reason I'm not happy is, okay, you know when patterns are like, oh, this is customizable. And then you get there and you're like, okay, but you've given me the customizable part, but you haven't given me any of the information that makes that relevant. Like she says in here that the back piece is 16 inches. And my cross back measurement is 12. So that's 4 extra inches, which would mean 2 inches on each side. But she doesn't say that. She just says if you need to adjust the size, make sure you do it on both sides. Make sure you just split the difference and add half to each side, which, duh. But it doesn't say how much. If this has a cross back measurement of 16 inches and my back is 12. My cross back is an actual measurement. It's an actual like tailor's measurement between your two shoulders. So like basically your armpit slits. So I'm assuming this is meant to go more than that, but she also doesn't give any, like she gives you measurements for the biceps. And according to that, I think I'm a small, not an extra small, but a small. And she doesn't give any type of ease. So, or even say what the ease is of the model in the thing, you know what I mean? So you get the same fit, if you want the same fit as the model. Usually say model is wearing a size small with +2 inches of ease. So there's no ease given in the pattern. There's no mention of ease at all in the pattern that I could find. So I was just going to make it to pattern and go from there. But I was so disappointed by the pattern. And we already know this is fingering weight sleeves. Fingering weight sleeves. No, can't rain yet. So I already knew it was going to be a tough thing for me to get through, and the fact that I am not even going to know if it fits me, like, I'm mad about it. So I'm not sure I'm going to do anything. That might be the last time you see Abigale, to be honest. Because what I wanted to tell you is Westknits, like I told you last week, the famous Stephen West is putting out a Pet Knits volume, book 1. It's an ebook. It dropped Tuesday, because today's Wednesday. So Tuesday, I bought it as soon as I got the email. It's €20 for the ebook, and right now only one pattern has been released, the striped pup sweater. I'm trying to keep this away from here because I realized last episode, did you hear a little bit of the scratchy? So I think it is my phone doing it. Westknits are the best knits. Oh, there's some going on over there. I think they're cleaning. Okay, so Westknits Petknits 1. There are 6 knitting patterns for your canine companion. You can also probably do cats for sure. This is the striped. There are 6 coming, but right now you just get the striped ones. They're all in DK weight. So this is the first one released, is the striped pup sweater. Oh my god, aren't they just the cutest little models? So 2 colors of DK. I bought the whole thing. I was like, €20 sold. I don't even know how much it is in America. It could be $500. I'm like, this is sold. I want all of them. It was like 22 something with the exchange rate. So I bought that immediately when I got the email that it was available. And then when Lola and I got home from the vet, I looked through it. I'm going to start that this weekend, and I've already got my colors picked out. This is Tina's Twisted Fibers in Raiders World, which I don't know what that refers to. I should probably look it up. It's black, red, and a little bit of white, but not much white, more like a little bit of very, very little. And I'm pairing this with Destination Yarns Winterfell. Because these two together give me like a Bloody Santa vibe. Like I just, Bloody Santa is what I see when I look at this. Because you know Winterfell, right? Bad, bad, bad. The red is blood, okay? If you're not a Game of Thrones fan, the red is always blood. I don't know what this is. This just reminded me of like Santa. Like his red and his black belt and black boots, and so Bloody Snow Santa. Right? I don't know. So those are the colors I've chosen for my dog's sweater. And we're going to start that. This is going to be the main color, and then this will be the stripe. So this will be the collar and the cuffs, and this will be the stripes in the body, and then this will be the other stripes in the body. only because this is the only two I have that can be striped, and I was going to not do it striped because I have this other color that's gorgeous, but I'm like, let's keep that for one that, I think there's one that, I think he said there's one that's ribbed, and I might keep it for that. I'm not sure. But I'm like DK, I don't have a lot of DK weight. I got some singles, but none of them really match up. So I got to go through I know I have a bunch of DK minis that I could dye up for. Like, he's doing the bobble, whatever his cardigan that everyone's doing, it's got the bobbles. I think, is that what he said? One of them is very colorful, and like each row is a different color. And I was thinking I could dye up some minis in my Mourning do colors. So I got to get going on those once it's nicer and I can work in here. I'll be able to do some. I feel like the rain's gonna start to hit us, so let's hurry up. Okay, so if you were as excited for the Petknits as I was, you probably already have it. If you are doing, please tell me your colors. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you excited? Oh my God, I'm so excited to do this. And some of them match his sweaters, so you can, have real matching Stephen West sweaters, which is like, what? Are you, okay, yes. Sign me up. So, finished objects. I have the Cotton Basic top that we finished last month, but I wasn't finished in time to show you. So this is in Pavement. Now remember, Cotton Basic is from Knit Crate, so it's not available anymore, but it is a 100% organic Pima cotton. And this is so soft. I wish I could buy some more because it's that soft, and I've come to really like it. I wish I had made these sooner because I would have bought more of it. Which is why I didn't, is because it's cotton I can't dye. Dyeing cellulose fibers is a different process than dyeing protein fibers. I dye protein fibers. I use acid dyes. You can't use acid dyes, and cellulose doesn't do anything. So this is the crop that I had made a while before, and then this is the whole version. And unlike the other color they gave me, these skeins match. My other two skeins did not. They were obviously different batches, but this matches. You can't tell anything. So really happy with that. Do you know of that's DK weight, of a DK weight cotton, like that's super soft, that would work for a top? I just love that base so much. This is the cropped version of the pink one that I'm working on right now. So this is the Juniper Moon Farms Nev. I'm trying to remember if I tried this. I did try this on. It is very, very see-through, which I figured it was going to be, which is why I have nude ones made to go under. Also, I wasn't worried. Like, you can see this is kind of open. This is really... trying to bend this down as much as you could see. That's really open. Now, this is a worsted weight, and because of the yardage, I can't go down to DK weight to get a thicker fabric because I won't have the yardage. So I just went with it. And typically my DK crop tops get 30 rounds of ribbing, and this got, I want to say 24. Because I actually worked out the math and the gauge of the difference of my worsted, because I don't do that many worsted weights. All of my cotton yarns are DK, I think, which is fine because in summer I want something thinner anyway. I might have written it on the pattern itself. Did I? If I was smart, I did. 26 rounds. I did! 26 rounds. I thought it was 24. It's 26 rounds. So 4 short of the DK. The DK one. So my point is, if I wear the cropped under the full like I normally do, it should be fine, hopefully. But if If it's not, it'll be when I wear it home. It's a bright pink. I'm not sure I'd want to wear it out anyway. Today's squishy mail is from Mountaintop Yarn. This label has not been wanting to stay on since I got here, which is fine. It just keeps popping off. I saw this on Instagram, and I couldn't see the color that well on the picture. Just one that doesn't photograph really well. This is called Hecate. It is black with some green and some purpley. It's like a light aubergine. She said it was aubergine, but it's really hard for me to see. It's so light that it's really hard for me to even see the color. And then here it's really dark that it's almost the black. Right here. You can't really see. It's a weird color because I wouldn't immediately think. This feels like a spearmint color for me. They called it emerald, but it feels spearmint, like gum, like a spearmint gum. Oh, let me give you the specs, because I forgot to give you the specs of the other yarns. This is Hecate, fingering weight, 100 grams, 437 yards, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. This says it's 21.5 microns. I'm not sure I believe that. It does not smell terrible. Does not smell woolly though. This must be just how the storage smells, which is not unpleasant. I really got this because the swatch that they had shown, I really liked the way that looked worked up, the way the colors were, and this is one of those I bought because I wanted to see how the dye was applied so I could recreate the process. Not with these colors, but the process. Like, I'm actually thinking I might throw some gray on this to tone down that green and cover this white. But I wanted to see, so this is, I wasn't sure if anything, this just looks like a standard, you put it in the pot and you throw some dye on it, high heat, high acid. It doesn't look to me that there's any I just don't think that green goes with that purple that well, but oh my god, if that stayed in, I'm gonna have to keep it, and because I've never caught that on camera before. Hi baby, you're such a good girl. I love you. So when I sneeze, Bree makes eye contact and she goes, wah, 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 wah. And if I sneeze like 3 times, she will come running through the house meowing at me. Her meow is very weird though. It's not like a meow. It's a weird thing. It's not quite a meow. Tormund will meow and chitter at you, but she just goes like it's weird. But I hope you could hear that. If you could hear that, it's staying in. Cause she's like mostly feral, and half the time I don't think she likes me. So, wonder if she's saying something sassy to me, like "Hope you die." Maybe that's what she's doing. I don't know. Anyway, I wonder, there's blue in here too, and I wonder if that's the black they used breaking into a blue, or if there was a blue added in there. I can't tell. I'm having a hard time finding this aubergine. Maybe I need like a really sunny day with lots of... It really disappears into the black. It really, really does. The only thing I don't like about this is how much white there is. Which is why if I was going to do a colorway like this, no joke, I would what's the word? I would prep the yarn by dyeing it gray first, or I would use a yak base that's already gray. Because I absolutely hate this the white peeking through on any yarn that has black on it. I hate, this is one of my pet peeves. I hate, and I'm sorry, this is nothing to say about this colorway because it's very, very pretty, and I know people like this undyedness, but with black, I feel like it's too jarring. It's too black and white to me is jarring. I do not like black and white yarns. I don't like them. I don't like it. Just because it's so harsh. At least put a color there. So what I would do is, I do want to do something like this. So now I know I want to prep the yarn in a solid light gray first, because that's also going to darken whatever color I put on it. So then you could do a lighter color than you want, a brighter color, because the gray is going to mute it without you having to add any dye, because the dye is already there. I love how sporadic this is, and it looks, these small bits of color, they're not very long, they look great knit up, which is what I wanted something like for a sweater that could be black but wouldn't be all black, you know what I mean, or would be gray but not all gray, because I like black doesn't mean I want this solid black all the time. I would love something like this without the white in it. I might give this a quick dip in some gray, since I can't see the aubergine anyway. Then this green will go teal, which I love teal, and this pink, there's a little bit of aubergine there. I don't know if you can see it. It's almost pink, or like a purpley almost. It's very hard to see. It's very hard to see in this. I couldn't see it at all in the pictures, but I wanted to see how the dye covered the yarn so I could tell how it was done. And the easiest way you want to do that is hold it tight, and that'll give you, if there's any pattern, you'll see it. But I think this was just like, I don't want to say haphazardly thrown, but this is so, where's this blue coming from? There's blue at one end that I don't know where it came from, because I'm not seeing blue anywhere else except for that spot. So I'm wondering if it's right here. If the black was just breaking there and made blue. Also, Chemknits said she was speckling black with, was it silver gray? crap, now I gotta look. Silver Gray 446 from Dharma. She used that to speckle black, which means I'm gonna have to try that. Because I usually speckle just with black, but she said sometimes that can get like too overwhelming or make it can be too much black. So it makes sense that a silver concentrated would be black, since black unconcentrated? What's the opposite of concentrated? Diluted. I knew it. I just couldn't think of diluted. So black diluted is gray. So gray concentrated will be black. I don't know why that didn't work in my head. And if silver gray is a primary, which it says it is, then it's not likely to break into other colors when speckling. So that's something I'm going to have to try out. Lola went back to the doctor for her yearly checkup, and also to see where we are with the crystals in her urine and the pancreatitis that she had. So I don't know yet because the blood work has not come back. They sent it out to the lab because it was cheaper because they were testing for a bunch of different things because she has to have her thyroid checked twice a year. And it was way overdue for her. Her thyroid hasn't been checked in a year. So I think I'm hearing back on that tomorrow. So they think what's happening now is that she has ulcers in her stomach, which I guess can happen after or with pancreatitis. So she is on an an antacid. And she seems better today, but she also told me her knees keep popping out of socket. And I know you don't know Lola, but she's very active, and she's 13 years old now, and she's very, very active, and she likes to run, and she likes to play, and she likes to bark, and she likes to run up and down stairs, and I swear to God, she had pyometra, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I like to say pyometra because it sounds better, but it's probably pyometra because it sounds terrible. That is an infected uterus in an unspayed dog, or unspayed any animal. I'm not sure if that's what it's called in humans, but anyway. Oh my God, I just realized I am now spayed. When I got Lola at a gas station, I got her off Craigslist and we met at a gas station. And I was told she was spayed. And then she got deathly ill one night. She was so ill. And I brought her in, and they're like, she's got pyometra and she needs emergency surgery. Come back tomorrow morning, drop her off. So like I had to give her all these meds that day, and then it was really expensive. And then like the recovery is like, it said like keep Lola, low activity for 2 weeks. No stairs, no running and jump, and all of this. And Lola, they must have dosed her with a little too much anesthesia, because usually she takes anesthesia like a champ. She's alert that same day, running around like she does not have a problem with it. And I swear to God, as soon as the anesthesia wore off, she's running all around the house, and I'm like, oh my God, what did that have to do with anything? I don't remember what I was talking about before that. So and that's her like deathly ill, just having surgery, and she's running, like jumping off the couch, and like we have stairs, we have, you know, you can take the stairs off the couch, and she's just like rah, and like I swear doing cartwheels and jumping on and off things, and she's just always been like that. So she's still like that at 13, so I didn't think anything of it. And the vet was like, yeah, her kneecaps are, what is it, luxating patella. Is it subluxating or luxating? It's when your kneecap slides off and then you can't move your knee. And that is very common in the little dogs, especially if they are overweight. She is not overweight, but she is on this new food, so that is something I have been watching, is to make sure she doesn't go overweight. Just because then it's going to make it harder for her to walk. So, anyway, if it hurts her, then we have to give her like NSAIDs and stuff, but she doesn't seem bothered by it. I think she's more bothered by the ulcers. And anyway, I take her up and down these stairs when we go in and outside anyway, so she doesn't, I mean, she tries, but I pick her up before we open the door because she'll just fly down. But she doesn't like to go up them as much, unless my husband is behind her, then she'll run up them to get away from him. I don't know why she hates him, because he's so nice to her, and he like makes her food and feeds her food and gives her treats and everything. She's just like, you're not my mom. She loves me though. So the other day my husband's like, what do you want for your birthday? Because my birthday is next month. And I said, I want a pet stroller so I can take Lola around the neighborhood. And he's like, you do not. And I'm like, I really do. So if you have any recommendations on a pet stroller, I would love to hear it. My one friend, my internet friend, her dog was a pug, and he ended up being paralyzed later in his life, and she took him everywhere in a stroller. It was the cutest thing to see this little dog in a stroller, but then I'm like, that would help me walk, because then I have something to hold on to while I'm walking. I mean, not that strollers are, you know, the best, but it's something. It's not just me trying to walk without anything to hold on to. Plus, that would get her off my chest, because I hold her in a sling on my chest, and I feel like that is harder for me to do. So I'm like, if I had a stroller, because I'm getting a second dog at some point. We're getting a second Chihuahua. So we're going to have 2 Chihuahuas forever. So it's like, that would be, then I could take them for a walk, because they won't walk, they can't keep up with me on a leash, and then I'm not going to be able to walk as much as I want to walk, because their legs have to work twice as hard to keep up. So it'd just be easier, because they don't need any more exercise than they're getting in the house anyway. I love Chihuahuas because they're like the laziest dog. They're like the perfect dog for people that don't want to actually take care of dogs. Like, you don't want to go for walks, you don't want to take them hiking, you don't want to teach them agility. You could teach them agility, but like, if you want someone that's going to nap with you and run around the house, because them going room to room in the house with their little tiny legs is enough exercise. And then if you give them some outside time so they can explore the yard and smell around, that's literally all they need. So happy. They're so happy. And then they will cling to you the rest of the time. So I'm dying to get a pet stroller for my birthday. And I don't even care. I don't even care if it's weird. I'm like, I literally don't care. Do you see my hair? Do you see what I do to myself? I don't care about anyone's opinion. Like, I don't care what, you're not going to like my life. I don't care. It's for me. It's for me. Plus, it would keep them safer. Because people with dogs typically want to bring their dogs to meet my little dog, and I'm like, why would I want your big dog that's like frothing at the mouth to meet my little dog who's going to be scared, and my dog's probably going to bite your big dog because it's scared. But they think it's cute, and I'm like, if my dog bites your dog, then your dog's going to get mad and bite my dog and probably kill it. Where if you're in a stroller, they might think you have an actual baby, and they're not going to bring their big dog to sniff your baby. You know what I mean? No, they're not going to do that. Well, God, I hope they don't do that, but I don't mind being weird is my point if it keeps people away from me. That just like summed up my whole person. I'm weird in order to keep people away from. What do you think of my hair? What do you think? Do you think my plan is good? I feel like the ashiness I really like it. I like it anyway because, you know, I like a dark color. I've gone on for an hour and a half, and something's going to get cut out of here. I wonder if it's going to be, it's probably going to be all the crap I just said. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Maybe for summer projects. I'm not sure. Is there anything you're excited to make for this summer? Are you planning your summer projects? I always plan mine early because I want to be ready. I know what my first summer project's going to be because it's something is languishing as a whip that I think I made a mistake on and have to pull out and redo some stuff. I see some movement over there. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.